Welcome back to another video. Today we're talking about fan service. I think a lot of people have a pretty big misconception about what fan service actually is, so I just wanted to talk about that a bit. A lot of people think that fan service is just about sex appeal, and they're not wrong, but they're not completely right either. Fan service is any quick, cheap attempt at grabbing the attention of the audience. It could be with sex appeal, it could also be with a lot of violence, with a lot of blood, it could be comical references to things that happened earlier in the show, and it could also be references to things that break the third wall and exist outside of the series itself. It's not always bad, but it is always cheap. Fan service can be used intermittently in a series to boost the excitement of a viewer, maybe after a slow point or a dramatic point, just to give the viewer exactly what they think the viewer wants to see. This isn't always the best way to break the tension, but it's something that we see from time to time. In my opinion, good fan service makes you laugh, or if it's sexual fan service, it eventually pays off, but if it's bad fan service, then it only serves to tease the viewer. Taking a quick comparison between a few series which feature fan service, just to show the differences between the good and the bad, let's take a look at The World God Only Knows, which I would say features good fan service. There are a few sexual moments which I felt were mostly comical. There were a lot of references to other anime series, and as a fan of anime, and as someone who has seen these series like Blackjack and Gundam and some of the other series they reference, I felt that paid off and it was actually very funny. Let's take a look at a bad way to use fan service with Samurai Girls. This is an anime which has so many sexual references. There are times when you'll have a ice cream that is dripping over a girl and shooting all over her face like it's jizz. It really is meant to mimic a sexual scene there. There's a lot of that. They show a little bit of nudity, but it doesn't really pay off. Ecchi anime is something to me which is a big tease, and teases are always bad unless they pay off, because you're just building up to nothing in these cases. That's why to me, I would rather watch a hentai any day over watching an ecchi which doesn't pay off. It's just building up the expectation and nothing happens. The only bad side about hentai being compared to ecchi is that the production values aren't really as high, and not all hentai have an English dub. English dubs on hentai are beautiful. The reason why sexual fan service with the intent to arouse is seen as negative is because it only builds up and it never pays off. If you're looking at fan service which is just violence or bloodshed, then that pays off because you are actually watching the beginning and ending of a fight. If you're looking at fan service which is referential comedy, it pays off because you're getting to laugh, as where the sexual fan service really never pays off unless it's meant in the comical form. If you have anime where it's filled with fan service that's meant to arouse you, then that's cheap and it's not really getting you anywhere. If you're talking about fan service which is violence or bloodshed, that actually pays off, but usually it's in the form of an anime that's trying to take itself far too seriously and really doesn't get anywhere. If you're talking about anime like Ninja Scroll, which is actually fan service in violence and blood and gore and that sort of thing, it actually works out because it is on a very short form, it doesn't take itself very seriously, and it does pay off. Hopefully this video helped to shed light on fan service and what it really is. Let me know your thoughts about it in the comments section below. What are some of your favorite anime which contain a lot of fan service of any type? Thanks for watching. Be sure to check out my anime review playlist and also my Patreon if you're interested in supporting the channel. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.